What exactly are your needs when getting a smartwatch? Perhaps you desire the security of the crash detection feature, or you just want to replace your old watch. Aside that, you're not really missing out when it comes to smartwatches. Is it time to put on the newest Apple Watch? Let's take a look at the Apple Watch Series 8 secrets finally out. Cons you would hate. One of the major updates to the Apple Watch is a wrist temperature sensor, which Apple claims would be helpful for women who want to monitor their cycles or plan on having a baby. The Series 8 takes measurements of your wrist temperature when you wear it at night only when the sleep focus is activated and sleep tracking is enabled to help you obtain wrist temperature data to estimate your overnight temperature. And this will determine whether your temperature rises or drops low at night. However, you must establish a baseline for the watch to start tracking your temperature by sleeping with the Apple Watch on for 5 consecutive nights. That way, the watch will be able to monitor changes in your body temperature each night you wear it. Additionally, there is a new feature, crash detection, that uses the accelerometer and gyroscope sensors on the watch to detect when crash impacts when you get in a serious accident, and if you are not responsive after it detects a crash, the watch will then contact emergency services and contacts. The Series 8's new accelerometer and enhanced gyroscope can monitor gravitational force variance up to 256 grams, which can detect extreme impact and sudden changes in speed and direction with the aid of the barometer, GPS, and microphone on the watch. The location of the wearer will thereafter be transmitted to emergency contacts and services for immediate aid, but is compatible with other tech gadgets or just Apple Watches and iPhones. Let's find out. But don't get it twisted. The Apple Watch continues to be regarded as the greatest wearable available. The Series 8 is with no doubt a superb timepiece. It has sensors that can evaluate cardiac activity with just estimates from your wrist temperature with the watch's newly incorporated sleep stages feature, for extra utility at night, and also detect heart rate and blood oxygen levels in the body. Its excellent always-on display changes based on whether you're looking at the watch or not. So when your wrist is down and you are not looking directly at it, you'll notice that the watch faces get darker or faint. Additionally, it is an amazing smartwatch fit for workout sessions. So for gym enthusiasts, hikers, and intensive athletes, the watch provides these workout features that will appeal to your exercising needs. The unboxing experience isn't anything new, just the same old Apple Watch unboxing experience. So basically, there are 2 sets of boxes concealed inside the outer wrappings, where the first single box comes with the charging puck and the watch pod, and the second box contains 2 sizes of watch straps. Comparing the Apple Watch Series 8 and SE, the packaging has no perceptible distinction. For additional great deals, reviews, and information on content like these, get interactive with us by subscribing to the channel below and turning on your notification bell so you don't miss out when we upload a new video. However, is upgrading to Apple Watch Series 8 worthwhile? Well, that depends on what your smartwatch needs are and what you hope to get from Apple Watch. The Series 8 feels slightly similar to the Series 7, so if you have the Series 7, don't worry about missing out. The features are pretty much the same. Now, let's get into some reasons why the Apple Watch series isn't really a good idea, and you might find out how the pricing makes it the less ideal choice. So stay with us and let's find out more. Pairs with only iPhone. So, bad news for Apple users and non-Apple users. The Apple Watch only functions with devices newer than the iPhone 5, and you can essentially only use it in your household if most of your gadgets are Apple-based products. Well, it is a bit absurd and disappointing that the Apple Watch is incompatible with the Mac, the iPod, and the iPads, while Apple products only work well in homes filled with other Apple products. How then is the watch useful aside from this hanging on your wrist? How different is the performance level of the Series 8? Or is it just the same as the other series watches, and is the upgrade worth it? We'll bring that to you in a minute. Battery life. The battery life, one major issue most tech companies face with their products in Apple, is no stranger. Issues of weaker battery life in the Apple Watch are still present. The Series 8 would usually last a day and a half before requiring charge, which is comparable to the experience with the 6 and 7. However, Apple has added some improvements where you can prolong the duration of your battery with watchOS 9 by switching to low battery mode. Even with the low battery mode activated, there are other smartwatches, for example, the Huawei watch, that provide a much longer use before needing to recharge. The stress of charging your device frequently can be hectic if you are busy almost all the time. Or how about instances when you forget to carry your charger along with you? But however, this watch is preferable to a less expensive model if capabilities like temperature checking or crash detection are features that are much more important to you. Performance. The S8 chip is almost identical to the S7, which in turn is also almost identical to the S6 in terms of performance and battery life. Spoiler alert, the chip is not any faster. For the period tracking on the Health app, Results take effect from your previous cycles when wrist temperature readings are enabled. The estimates are more retroactive, as Series 8 is not intended for use in predicting future period dates as period apps do. Additionally, it is important that you find alternative contraceptive methods and not focus on estimates from the Apple Watch. The Apple Watch Series 8 is a fantastic smartwatch, however. There isn't much of a need to update if you're content with your current Apple Watch. But the Series 8 won't make things any faster or extend the performance or your battery life at the end of the day. It is expensive. Well, everyone knows that Apple products are actually expensive, so don't let it come as a shock when you find out that Apple Watch pricing spans from $350 to $18,000. The lowest model costs $350, and the Apple Watch Sport costs $50 more than the Galaxy Gear S and has significantly fewer features. If you have a Series 6 or Series 7, the Series 8 can be skipped with a brainer. If the point is that you want to find out if the Series 8 is worth buying, well, then maybe the Apple Watch Series 8 review can change your mind. We would love to hear from you, so leave a comment below.